you. Hi, guys. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Hi, guys. I hope you can hear me well. Thank you for joining us today. Today, what we're gonna learn is what we're gonna do. Today is a free session regarding H lookup. So I remember few weeks back I did the free coaching on X lookup. And during that live session, we received requests to also perform VLOOKUP, which we did. We showed that one as well. Um, and then when we posted the snippet of the when we posted the snippet of the VLOOKUP, someone requested H lookup. Let me see if I can go ahead and find that one still. Excuse me. But I think I remember the name is Charles, if I remember it right. So please share the live so we can reach more people, and do not hesitate to show your appreciation with what we're doing as a free coaching through the gifts and the stars wherever you're watching right now. We're simultaneously live as well in 3 channels currently. So let me just introduce myself to those who hasn't to those who's thank you so much for sharing the live. To those who do not know me yet, my name is Pam. I am the hands and the face behind microlearning by Tricor. What we do is we do coachings, free coachings like this. We're dropping coachings like this in TikTok. We just started our YouTube page, so you can also find us doing this stream right now in YouTube and in our Facebook page, Microlearning by Tricor. So I am a certified project management professional. Currently working in the HR industry, a yellow belt for Lean Six Sigma, and passionate, really passionate for Microsoft Excel. I've seen what Excel can do, how Excel can really help us in, especially in my line of job, as it's really because day to day on a day to day basis I'm handling data, having working in the HR industry. So Excel actually made my life easier when I really started to learn it. So today we're doing H lookup. I hope I really hope that 1 second. Okay. I really hope that you will be able to learn how to do H lookup. So what we're gonna do, let's jump right in. I hope you can hear me well. If not, you can go in the chat and let me know. Okay. I hope you can see my screen as well. All right. Give me 1 second. Okay. I hope you can see my screen and you can hear me well. Once again, to those who just joined us, my name is Pam. What we're doing right now is we're gonna do a coaching session on how you can effectively use H lookup. So if you have been using Excel for quite some time now, I am pretty sure that you are very much learned in how to use the VLOOKUP function, right? That is one of the most used formulas when it comes to the lookup Yeah, Kobe. Thank you. Yes, but one of the least known lookup functions is what we call the H lookup. From the name itself, okay, from the name itself, H lookup actually means horizontal lookup. So horizontal meaning you go from column A to column G in our sample data set. Okay, this is just sample data set. It's not connected to anyone or any entity, living or otherwise. So that is what H lookup does. It looks for a value in the top row, topmost row, which is your first row, right? And then returns a value from a row underneath it. So either from two rows number 2 to 8. Okay. So quick one. If I go and if I look for April, okay, Excel finds April across the top, across your first row, right? Then I will tell it which row from 2 to 8 it should return the value from. Okay? If you have questions, put it in the chat box. We will go back to it later. I'm monitoring the chat box as well. Excuse me. But that is essentially what H lookup is. It is not commonly used because people are actually arranging their data table in a vertical format, right? We're so used to arranging our data in the vertical format that we are always using VLOOKUP whenever we're doing lookup. So let's see how H lookup works. I'm gonna type here month just to show you, and then let's try to see refunds, right? Refunds. So you can see how it works. Okay. So syntax, what do we mean by syntax? Syntax is how we write the formula or what are the parts of the formula. That is syntax. Again, H lookup stands for horizontal lookup. Your first argument or the first part of your formula is your lookup value. Meaning, what is the value in the top row that you want to be the reference? Okay, so in this case, we're selecting April. Okay, in our example, we're asking Excel to look for value in the rows beneath or under the top row, April. Okay, next comes your table array. Your table array is simply the data that contains, well, your table that contains your data. That is the table array. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna select everything, right, from A1 to G8. You're gonna select everything. Then comes your index number. Okay, your row index number essentially is the row number that you want Excel to look into. Okay, and to return the value. So let's say you're gonna count like much like the VLOOKUP, you're gonna count the row number. So from April, this is row 1, that is your top row, right? And we said we want to get the refunds, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're looking for the fifth row or the value that is in row 5 under the header April. Did you get it? We're looking for the value that is in the fifth row under the header April. And last one, which is actually, I think this is optional, is your range lookup. If you want it to be approximate match or exact match. Even in VLOOKUP, I normally use false. Or if you want an exact match, then you should use false. If you want an approximate match, then you should use true. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit enter. Oops, sorry. Let me copy this one. Let me paste it here because you want to see refund, right? we want April here, and we want our formula right here. Okay. So I pasted our formula. The month April, in the month of April, it gave us 6 refunds. Let's try to check. See here April, and for the refund column, right, we have 6. See here? April refund. So it is essentially almost the same as VLOOKUP. It's just that in HLOOKUP, you will not count the columns. You will count the rows. That is the difference between the two of them. Any questions on how to work HLOOKUP? No questions? Okay. Let's try. If we want to say order, okay. We want to get, if you're building a sheet, all right, if you are building a sheet and much like this one, for example, and you want to get the number of orders that you have for a specific month, then you can also use HLOOKUP. But then again, it will depend on how you arrange your data. Because if your data is arranged in a vertical format, then you should use VLOOKUP. But if it is like this, your references are arranged in a horizontal format, um, you should use HLOOKUP. So let's say orders. So let's try it again for those that have just joined. Let's try HLOOKUP once more. Okay. Let's now say that we want to get the number of orders from the month of January. Okay. So HLOOKUP, again, is horizontal lookup. I think we're going to run this live for only 30 minutes, right? 1 second. Let me just double check my dear guys. Yeah, we're gonna run this live only for 30 minutes. Okay, so let's get right into it. Okay, so you see HLOOKUP. First is your lookup value. What is your reference? Here we have January, we have Jan. Next comes your table array. Where will Excel look for your reference? So we're gonna select our whole table, or if you want it easy, you can just select the first row, right? But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select the full table. And then we're gonna count which row contains your orders. So in this case, the row that contains the orders, it's row number 3. So we're gonna type 3. We're gonna type false because we want exact match, and then press enter. Should give us 120. So that is HLOOKUP in its simplest format. Now, question. Okay, I have a question. If can you embed HLOOKUP inside another formula? The answer is yes, you can. So if, for example, you are doing an if formula or a logic-based formula, you can definitely call HLOOKUP and put it inside the if formula, whether in the value of true or in the value of false. You can do that. Is it possible that we remove this false? Okay. Can we remove the range lookup part of the syntax if it is true or if it is false? Answer is yes, you can, but it will default in false. It will always assume that you are looking for the exact match of whatever it is that you're looking for. Okay. Now, what happens if you go ahead? So let's say you set this up, right? For those who just joined, my name is Pam. Please share the live if you want so we can reach more people. Thank you so much. And show your appreciation with gifts or stars wherever you're watching. We really appreciate that, guys. Okay. If, for example, you set this up, right, in your sheet or in your table or dashboard, oh, you can use this in your dashboard. Okay. This is what I'm getting into. Because if you set this up already and you're sure that the place or the row number doesn't change for that particular header, then you can just update this. You can update your raw data, and automatically your value will also update. So it's really helpful when it comes to it's a really helpful formula when it comes to dashboarding, reports building, data analytics, data summarization. That's one, right? So I really highly encourage you to practice this one. It's not let's try VLOOKUP, for example. Okay. I don't know if it will work because our data is in horizontal. Okay. Let's try VLOOKUP. Our lookup value remains the same. Our table array remains the same. Our column index number is 2 because we're trying to look for orders, right? So our column index number is still 2. It's contained in the second column of the table. And let's put false for exact match. What it will return us is not applicable. Okay, so you cannot interchange VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP because they function for two different scenarios, right? So for those who just joined us, my name is Pam from Microlearning by Tricor. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes of your time tonight with us. And today we're doing HLOOKUP. Just like in my introduction earlier, we this has been requested by one of our viewers in our previous lives, because in that live we did VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, sorry. So yeah, from that we cannot interchange the two. So again, when do we use HLOOKUP? When do we use VLOOKUP? So you will use VLOOKUP if your data is arranged in a vertical format, column by column, with your headers on the top row. Okay, this one, our headers are in the first column. You see here, metrics, sales, orders, new customers. These are basically your headers, right? And you just bifurcated the data on a month by month basis. That's why you're going from left to right, right? That's why your data is essentially in a horizontal format. We can use VLOOKUP if our headers are actually here at the top. Okay, but since not, you can use HLOOKUP for this particular purpose. Okay, guys, I'll open it up for questions regarding HLOOKUP. Do you have any questions? I think it's really easy, especially if you already know how to do VLOOKUP, right? I think it's really, really easy. But if you have questions or if you want me to show it one more time, just put it in the chat box, put it in the comment box, and then we're going to do it again for everyone who will, for everyone who just joined us. Just put it in the chat box. We're going to do it. Just tell me if you want us to do it again. Put it in the chat box. If you have any questions regarding HLOOKUP, put it in the chat box. We're gonna go ahead and read that all one by one. Okay. I'm not seeing any questions, any comments in the chat box. I think you all got it, right? I think you all got it. Thank you, Kobe, for sharing the live. Hi, welcome to our live. Today we're trying to learn HLOOKUP with our test dataset right on the screen. Okay, do you have any questions? If not, we still have 9 minutes, guys. Okay, so let's do this. Let's try one more example. Let's say, what do you want to look up? Just so I can show you again the syntax and the formula, how it's working. Yes, Danny boy. Yes, I'm gonna do it again. Let's see. Let's say we want to check our conversion rate, okay, for the month of June. All right. If you want to check the conversion rate for the month of June, how are we gonna do that? Of course, if your data is huge, you cannot just scroll endlessly, right? Do that with HLOOKUP. Again, if, and I'm never gonna tire of telling you this, because first part of knowing when to use X, or of using Excel effectively, is knowing when to use each formula. Okay, so let's start from the very beginning. If your headers of the data is arranged on the left hand side, okay, and your data is arranged on horizontal format, use HLOOKUP. If the headers of your table are arranged here on the first column, then use VLOOKUP. Okay, since we're doing HLOOKUP, we're gonna do average order, or conversion rate rather. Let's go with the syntax. Equal sign, HLOOKUP, HLOOKUP. Okay. The definition, Excel gives you the definition when you try it out. It says here, looks for a value in the top row of a table or array of values and returns the value in the same column for a row you specify. So, again, the syntax goes right like lookup value is the first. Okay, so we'll select January because it's our lookup value. Table array is the second part of your syntax. Your table is your entire table. Okay? Next comes your row index number. The number of the row that you want Excel to return. The number of the row number which contains the data that you're looking for. Okay? In this case, we're using conversion rate, and that is row number 7. Gonna put 7 here. If you want, you can put false for exact match. If you don't want to put false, that's fine. You can leave it blank, close it with a closing parenthesis, hit enter. What did we, let's do it percentage. 2%. Okay, why it is 2%? Because we used January, right? Because we used January. Let us say, now here it shows 2.4%. So what's the difference? Pam, what is why is it wrong? Okay, why is it wrong? My data table says it should be 2.4%. Why in HLOOKUP it's only 2%? Do not panic. Okay, do not panic. The difference lies in the formatting. Okay, this one has 2 decimal points. This one has no decimal point. So you can just add decimal points here. Okay, in the topmost ribbon, if you're seeing my mouse, if you're seeing where it is currently, you can add it right here, and then you will have 2.4%. Let's say we want to do June. Okay, all caps. Even if your data table is in the proper format, it will still give you the correct answer. 3.20%. So that is H lookup. Okay? If you want, you can also change your reference, as long as it is located in the top row. What if it's located in What if it's not in the top row? So for example, this one, 25,100. Okay, the formula will break. Okay, it will give you an NA error. A value is not available to the formula or function. It's not available, basically. Because, why? Because Excel did not find this reference value in the top row. Let's say, okay, let's say, what to do if you really want to use 25,100, then you will have to adjust your table array. Instead of starting in the first row, you can start in the second row. Okay, but this will move to this 7. Okay, because it's essentially the number of rows from the first row that you have highlighted. So it will count as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it will give you average order value. You see, 15, 3.05. And since you formatted it as percent, it's now, the value is now incorrect. Okay? When we updated the formula, did you notice we moved our table array? So our 25,100, the one that we used as reference, is also in the first line, in the first row, right? So um, do yourself a favor. Do not complicate things. H lookup is really easy, right? So ensure that your reference can be found always, always in the first row if you're using H lookup. Okay. Any questions before we end the live? We have 3 minutes remaining, and then we'll end it after 3 minutes. So that is H lookup. Thank you for the hearts. We appreciate it. We have 2 minutes remaining, guys. Type in your questions so we can go ahead and dive into that for you before we end our today's session. Oh, don't forget to follow us. Follow us, and just to make sure that you know you will be notified whenever we schedule our lives. We usually go live during the weekends, but we're starting right now to slowly go live during the weekdays as well. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Right? Okay. 2 minutes. If you have any questions regarding H lookup, please let me know so we can go ahead and thank you, Danny Boy. So nice to see you here. All right. Welcome back to Lilia. Um, welcome back. Yes, dear, unfortunately, the live is ending. We have discussed H lookup today. Again, just a few reminders. If you're going to use H lookup, make sure that your data set is arranged in the horizontal format. If your data set is arranged in the vertical format, use VLOOKUP or XLOOKUP. It's better. Okay? Another thing, make sure that your reference always can be found in the topmost row of your data set. Otherwise, your formula will return an error. Another reminder or question that popped out earlier. No problem, my dear Lilia. Okay, let me show it quickly for you because you're one of our loyal live viewers. Okay, so this is actually H lookup. It's horizontal lookup. Again, if you're gonna see in our data, okay, so everyone who just joined, welcome, good evening. My name is Pam, and I'm showing you right now how to do H lookup in Excel. Okay, this is what I was explaining earlier. If your data set is arranged in the horizontal format where your headers are on the leftmost row, you should use H lookup. Okay, if your data headers are arranged like this, if your data headers are arranged in this way, why I cannot see them. Okay, but anyway, you're getting what I'm saying. If your data headers are arranged in this way, all of your headers are in the topmost row, then you should use VLOOKUP or XLOOKUP. But since our data headers right now are in the leftmost column, we are gonna use HLOOKUP. Okay? Kobe, yes. Thank you for reminding me. I will remind our team regarding that. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna type HLOOKUP. If you know how to do VLOOKUP, guys, listen up because this is the last time that we're repeating it for today. We're over by 1 minute already. But if you know how to do VLOOKUP or vertical lookup, the syntax is the same, except you're counting the number of rows instead of the columns, right? Because in VLOOKUP, you're counting the columns, correct? While in HLOOKUP, you should count the rows. Okay, so lookup value, let's say here June. Okay, table array, the table where the reference and the value can be found. Row index number, the row number which contains the value that you want Excel to return. So let's say we're looking for conversion rate for June. So we're gonna count from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're gonna do 7 and then do false because we want exact match. If you don't want to put false, it's fine. You can leave it blank. Just type 7, close it with the closing parenthesis, hit enter. But since I want you guys to all learn how to use the proper syntax whenever you're using formulas in Excel or functions in Excel, we're including false. Okay? And then hit enter. It should give you the value that you are looking for. That is H lookup. It's really easy. Again, just think of it as a VLOOKUP, but in the horizontal format. Instead of counting columns, you will count the rows. That's it. O, diba? It's really easy. Okay, so for those who want to do coaching with us, we have developed and we're developing also modules for coaching sessions when it comes to Microsoft Excel. So currently, we have Kobe, if you're still here. So this is what we're preparing for right now. We are developing modules and it is gonna be a paid coaching session. Okay, the difference between the live and the paid coaching session is in the because in the live we're just limited to one topic, right? In the paid coaching session we have different modules. So our modules, let me just talk about this a little bit before I end, if you allow me. Okay, we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 modules in our basic Excel coaching plan. Okay, we have total of 7 modules in our basic Excel coaching plan, and it is live, delivered live like this one, but of course it's limited to the number of people who have availed of the paid coaching session. Okay, so what's included in the coaching session and how is it different from the free coaching sessions that we are delivering via these platforms? So in the paid coaching session, we do end-to-end basic Excel coaching plan. Okay, we start from the very beginning. Introduction to Excel basics. We are including navigating the interface, entering and editing data entry, basically, saving and organizing workbooks. Okay, we're including all that. Next comes working with worksheets, okay? Because we have worksheets inside Microsoft Excel, and there are different things that you can do with the worksheets. You can connect one to another. Inside the same worksheet, you can connect them to another. You can connect them to another one outside of the file, for example. So that's also included in the paid coaching session. Next comes saving and organizing workbooks. I already spoke about that. We also have formatting worksheets. So the different cell formattings, fonts, colors, borders, how to use conditional formatting from basic to advanced, managing rows, columns, and worksheets. Um, once we have, once we're sure, okay, that you have completed those basic level usage or navigation of Microsoft Excel, that's the time that we move to the formulas and functions. We have here writing basic formulas using basic arithmetic inside Excel. So sum, average, mean, max, introduction to relative absolute references. You know, we have a lot of things that is covered in these paid coaching plans until we reach data management and analysis. How to use tables, how to use summarization tools, for example, visualizing data. At the end of this coaching plan, okay, at the end of this coaching plan, you have learned a lot already. Okay, that's the main difference between the paid coaching plan and these free coaching sessions. Okay, in these free coaching sessions, yes, we're giving you knowledge. We're teaching you how to use Microsoft Excel. We're teaching specific functions, specific formulas, but it's very limited. Okay, it's very limited. We're just teaching you the syntax. We're teaching you where, when can you use it. Okay, but in the paid coaching plan, you will see how it will work, you know, basically in the larger picture, and you will see, you will learn how to use it in an advanced level, basically. At the end of the coaching plan, just to make sure that you have learned something, you will have to deliver a real world application or project. Either, you know, you will create a budget tracker, for example, using the formulas that you have learned during the coaching sessions. Or if you're working in sales, we will ask you to create a sales dashboard, for example, using everything that you have learned during the paid coaching session. So that is to make sure that the knowledge you gained actually sticks and that you're actually using it, so your money does not go to waste. Okay, um if you're in marketing or in logistics, you can build inventory management template, for example. So basically, in the paid coaching session or in the paid coaching plans, we are making sure that you learn. Okay, and it's end to end, from the basic navigation up until building your very first tracker, building your own tracker, building your own dashboards, building your own reports. You know, so that's the difference. That's actually it. That's there is to it. So that's the basic. We're building currently the intermediate coaching plan, and it's still in progress. So if you feel like you already know the basics, you know, wait for our in the intermediate coaching plan, and we will discuss it with you once we're ready to launch it. Kobe, I will send you these details. Um, Yes, and thank you for waiting. Thank you for really waiting, because we're trying to really integrate everything that we can give in this coaching plan. So, if you also need consultancy services like for Microsoft Excel, for HR services, culture building, culture development in your workplaces, we also do that. We also cater to that, as well as organizational development, making SOPs, for example, or short videos for micro learning. We're doing that as well. So, guys, thank you so much for sticking with us, and please follow us, share our lives, and you know, just so we can really get going and continue doing things like this for everyone. So thank you. If you have any questions regarding our services, just please send us a DM, whether you're in TikTok, Facebook, or YouTube. Please reach out to us. You can find our contact details in our profiles, emails, WhatsApp. You can call, you can text. If you're not in the UAE, you can just leave your number. I will call you. No problem with that. Just do reach out, and then we will as try to see how we can help you as much as we can in the best way that we can. All right, so thank you everyone, and that's it for our live today. Enjoy your the rest of your day, and for those in the UAE or in the Gulf countries, please stay safe, and may God bless us all. Bye.